Uno. Hello, hello, dear friends. Welcome to Education 3000, our videos, online videos. I am Noemi Paimal, the founder of Educatiooon with three O's, 3000. Hello, Dave.
Hi, Naomi. I'm David Fegan, the internet. Sorry, Naomi. How are you, Naomi?
Good.
I went straight into the formalities. Hi, everybody watching at home. I'm the International English Program Coordinator at P3000 at Education 3000. This is our 10th video today in our Level 1 series, Co-Recreating Education. What are we going to discuss in this video, Naomi?
10th, we are cruising, right? Very, very important. Finally, we go straight to the tools. What kind of pedagogical trends, what we can do, and beautiful new tools as well. For little ones, big one, adult, you please use those tools, whatever is your subject or the age of the student or whatever you do, you can use them and please adapt them. And you can adapt them to the culture, your culture, to the economic facilities you have or you don't have, and the social background. So it's for you to definitely enjoy and adapt to what you need.
All right, let's get started. So here we're going to look at some practical ways to
Yeah,
implement.
so many people say, when are you going to do the tools? That's it. We are in the tools now. Can you see my screen?
I can see it nice and clear.
Yeah, good. And we want to be as practical as possible and show what's new, because of course we have many other tools all over the place, and as teachers and as parents, you already know. You can share the tools with us as well, and we can make more videos, and we can make like a Wikipedia of pedagogical tools. We will have a portal soon to do that. So please share, comments and share, please. And it has to be
fun.
Fun. If it is not fun, it's not education. And there is a saying, Dave. It's if it is not fun, it's not sustainable.
Sustainable? Sustainable. If it's not fun, it's not sustainable.
Yes. So this is exactly what we want to co-create, to build, to have for all the children of the world and for us. Remember, joy, fun, it's very good. It's helping a lot the the learning process. And it's proved by neuroscience. If you have fun and if it is pleasant, we learn so much more, so fast, and it's a long-term memory, and it will boost more creativity. The tools, this is a recapitulation.
So a compilation that we have here, tools, so physical education. What does phase 1 refer to, Naomi?
Yeah, at the beginning, it was hard to put in order all the tools. We had like 5 books and it was hard. So we decided to put by area and by phases. Like everybody can start physical education or have more inside in any kind of learning process. And phase 2 and 3, it will be like maybe in a couple of years to have more like inner tools or tools more like brand new. So people have like a little schedule and a little plan, timetable.
Nice. So we can see the first tool for physical education. Obviously, that works the physical intelligence. Second on the list there for tools, we've got cognitive, articulated, contextualized, active, and fun. And here we're talking about mental intelligence, right, Naomi?
Yes. So it's like all the topics, but it has to be really present in a different way. And I do recommend you to check all the work of Yakov Perelman. It's in different languages. It's everything with fun. It's like magic tricks, fun mathematics, fun physics, fun chemistry, fun astronomy. And he has so much nice exercise and tools. And I recommend we use, of course, all the teachers, they do that now. They use project. It's called project-based learning. And something I like a lot is solution-based learning, like find a real problem in the school or in the neighborhood, and you have to find solutions. So all the kids or young person, they make groups and they find solution and they implement the solution. So they learn how to be not afraid to do and to be creative, and how to do a project all the way to the end. If you have an idea, you have to know how to implement, and don't drop the project. That's very good, very pedagogical. TB, what is it?
Sorry.
TB. We have TB and STEAM.
So yeah, what is TB and STEAM?
Can you guess? And you guys?
Maybe TB. So like, are we talking about solution-based approaches or solution-based learning, something like that?
But the T is for team building.
Team building.
Everything team building. Like you can have math problem, and you do groups, and they have a piece of the problem, but all together they have to find the other piece of information in the other group, and at the end they find one solution or different solutions. The TB, team building, and STEAM or STEAM will be technology, mathematics, engineering, science, all together. Like robotic, for instance, will be STEAM, and if you put the A, it will be art. So it will be robotic, for instance, with the robot is more beautiful, like you do aesthetic robot.
Oh.
So this is very known, these techniques, and they work very well.
Very dynamic as well, right?
Yeah. You want to learn. I want to go back to school. I want to go back to the 7th Peter school.
We're always learning, right?
Child.
We've also got the emotional tools. So for emotional intelligence, affective intelligence. We obviously looked at Goleman in some of the last videos that we've done as well, Naomi.
Yeah, please review all the books on emotional intelligence and how to implement it too. And this is phase 1. This is a must. If the kid has no self-esteem, is not confident, and is afraid, and he doesn't feel good, how can he learn? I mean, we have to do things in the right order. Actually, I know a school in Ecuador, they were doing 3 months, once a trimester, only on the emotional intelligence, and then they will start the famous curricula or syllabus, and they had so beautiful results, to the point that one kid, she had her own radio, and she was a radio speaker or locutor or radio program. She was doing a radio program, and she was only 11.
She was a radio DJ.
Yeah.
Host.
Radio DJ, a host.
Nice.
So
number 4. Sorry to interrupt you. Number 4 and 5, Naomi, we've got biointelligent tools, arts, ecology. And these are looking at integral intelligences, right?
Yeah, that it will cover everything, because you need all the intelligence to do that. And biointelligence tools, that's the topic of today. So after that, we will develop what it is exactly. And INCRE and IDEJO, they are 2 schools, and now they are 40 years old. They are the first school that were completely integral at that time. So that's why I put them as a reference, and there's a book on that.
Nice. We've also got 6. We've got production, hands-on tools. So practical stuff, right?
Yeah, like a workshop, applied science, everything like you can do and put in practice what you learn. So you remember what you learn, and then you know how to be practical as well. So, and you feel good. You feel so good because you can fulfill your dream. You can do something up to the end. So it gives you a lot of satisfaction, and you feel useful.
Nice. And then
like
7.
Dewey, Kilpatrick, Paulo Freire, all these kind of great pedagogue would they were the first one to introduce this kind of pedagogy.
Nice. And the last one, biomorphic bioreconnection, phases 2 and 3, intuitive and multi-level intelligence.
Yeah, the reference are Dr. Shishida Asiris, this is from Peru, Yvette Carillon, and Noé Esperon. I would say it's a little bit more advanced. So we will show you that in the next video, number 11. just to know it exists. But I won't recommend to start with this kind of tools, especially if you work in the Ministry of Education. But in the future, definitely we will use this kind of more energetic kind of tools. And we will talk about that a little bit.
Yeah. So
So
in the
that's,
next,
yeah, that's the way to organize everything. And then it was kind of complicated. That's why we decided to divide in the famous petal of the seven petal school, and it's more concrete and it's by color, and it will be like 7 pedagogical area. But at the beginning, we have this kind of organization, and then we end up with the 7 petal school, which was much more easier to understand and apply to put in
yeah,
practice.
to apply, to put into practice. So a lot of
That's
thought
why
has.
4 and 5 at the end is 2 petals. Petals 4 art and petal 5 ecology. And biointelligent tools, you can use them in all the petals. So for the teacher, it was easier to work by petals. Or you can say pedagogical area if you don't want the petal and all this flower thing.
I think the clear thing that people can see here, Naomi, is that a lot of thought has been putting into organizing these different pedagogical approaches. Petal 1, physical education. Petal 2 is the cognitive. Petal 3, emotional intelligence. Petal 4, biointelligent tools, arts. Petal 5, ecology. Petal 6, production hands-on tool. Petal 7, biomorphic, bioreconnection tools, which is maybe a little bit advanced, a little bit something that maybe you can look at later. But we've already looked at these petals
Right.
as well, and we're going to, as we've said, go into a lot of detail later on in this first series of co-recreating education about the petal schools, right?
Yeah. And the idea is to do all of them, not to forget one. Oh, it was beautiful, but we forgot completely ecology. No, no, no. The human being needs all of them. So that's why we separate them to make it more to remember. And I love this one.
So awareness and pure love go beyond information and techniques. They work through resonance. What
Yes,
does that mean?
please. We have to remember, even if you have the best tools and it's the perfect pedagogical plan, if technically talking, if there is no love, no real care to the children and to oneself and to the parents, it won't work. Because how can I say, the energy is not here, the emotional issues are not attended. It's like I knew, you know, Dave, like sometimes you have a teacher my age and technically she's still with the board and it's not perfect. I mean, pedagogically talking, some stuff could be improved, but all the children, they are glued to her, they love her, and they hug them, and she hugs them, and when it's allowed, and she's so calm and she's in peace and she's always smiling and she adores the children. So the children first, they will react to that, and then to the topic or whatever technique you use or tools. So first is this is the most important. That makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Good. This
Obviously,
is a very long list. I'm sorry about that.
so I was just going to go back to the last thing you said. Obviously,
Please.
we looked at in some of the past videos, children are very sensitive. They perceive more than we give them credit for.
They do a lot.
Uh-huh. And here we have this enormous list of pedagogical trends. Basically, we've got this to show as well that, you know, the information that we're presenting in this series of videos, you know, it's not something that we've just made up or
Out of the
know,
blue.
Naomi, you've been doing this for the last 20 years, I mean, officially, and you've looked at these trends, you've investigated, you've taken them into account. What are some of your favorite trends or that you think are the most important to mention?
Yeah, all those trends really brought very important pedagogical tools and a new vision. So I want to honor them all. Of course, Montessori, Rudolf Steiner's are still the pillars, but I will mention Peter Deunov. This is from Bulgaria. Krishnamurti School is excellent. ANIPAS is the first university based on peace, culture, the multiple intelligence, and I like Democratic School. I love Paulo Freire, of course. And I will mention the last one, like Asiri from Peru. It's from Yvette Carillon. She has very good tools. I love School Without Backpack. It's from Italy. Forest School is my favorite. If you don't know what to do with your kid and your kid is like between 3 and 7, please send them to a forest school or to a seven-petal forest school. They blossom over there, and they are very strong physically because even if it is cold or raining, they're still in the forest, and it's very good for the immune system. And at the very end, it also
What's a
P
forest
3000,
school?
5000.
What's a forest school, Naomi? I'd like to know, and I think our viewers would probably like to know a little bit more
Which
about
one?
the forest schools.
You spend all the time outside in a forest.
Nice. And there are
Whatever
seven petal.
the weather is, and you learn a lot of things, but you are in nature all the time inside.
And we have some seven petal forest schools around the globe. What are some of the places
That
where
would be the idea. There is, I know two in Colombia. They mixed all that, and the kids are very happy, but the teachers and the coordinator, they are so happy too. It's like very healthy. Sometimes it's so simple, right?
Nice. And you were also mentioning at the end there P3000, P4000, P5000, etc.
It's because we are on the move, especially after 2020. We decided to move on from 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 to show it's not static. What we propose right now and through this series of videos is always on the move, and we have to be able to adapt ourselves to any kind of situation and move with the rapid evolution of the society and the children themselves. I want to mention Suggestopedi, in Spanish, Suggestopedia, George Lozanov. He was the first one that worked with the right brain along with Shishida. So I have to acknowledge they are like my heroes. And that's half a century ago. They start with alpha waves, they're teaching. They have so incredible method. So obviously they open for us so much possibilities.
Nice. And obviously all this information is on the internet as well.
So yeah, it will take too long to Reggio Emilia is wonderful, pure art. I mean, all of them are really, and at that time they were pioneer, definitely. Okay, so let's start. Oh, I want to mention the architecture. It's very important, the environment. I know now e-learning is a reality too. Everything by Zoom. In the future, many parents wants to travel. It's called traveling schooling, exchange schooling, no schooling, self-schooling. There is so much variety. And as P3000, 4000, 5000, we are exploring new ways too. And we really want to accompany to be with all kind of education, private, public. It's for everybody, and invent and new things too, or mixed education too. Mixed mean some classes will be e-learning, but then you can do an exchange, then you can do a project, then you can go to China, then you can come back, and then you mix all the beautiful ideas. There is no meaning there is no one solution, but now world of possibilities.
So you're connected, inclusive, open-minded learning, right?
Yeah, and capable of changing on the move. I mean, on the way, in the way.
So very dynamic. So what's the importance of architecture, Naomi?
So thinking about still having a physical environment, which is we will go on with that too, of course. Like one architect I really like is Prakash Nair. He's from India, USA, and he starts the school with no walls, and it's called flexing learning environment. So they have to be quiet, they do project, but not to have a wall. First, the teacher doesn't have a board, so he has to change his way of teaching. You know, this one-way teaching, like I just teach you. And it will help to mix the groups. This is a flexible learning environment, no walls. And no walls, no bells, no schedule.
Have you visited one of these places, Naomi?
Yeah, in Houston.
And what was your experience
No,
like
San
there?
Antonio. Oh, I
Uh-huh.
loved it. I loved it. And it was 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and the school was open only in the morning. And I say to the director, the headmaster, why do you have all those kids? This is afternoon time. He said, they don't want to go home. They were doing all their project. They were all on the computer. They put the work on the cloud, and they had many workshops and cooking, and they had ecology. The environment was so beautiful, and they wanted to involve the community, so the community, the neighborhood could enter and visit. Very, very nice. And don't forget to put universal geometry, the form, the colors, and the universal law. It's called universal geometry, like architect Michael Rice, Ireland. He has all these studies done, and definitely you can. If you need an architect, please choose one of them. They are all incredible. We have architecture congress or symposium every year. Every year. This year is going to be the 11th one. And this one, what about this one, Dave?
Architect Tezuka from Japan. So this is the Fuji Kindergarten. Looks pretty fun, pretty nice, pretty green as well there.
It's fun. They can run on the roof. This architect, Tezuka, used the entire superficie of the roof so they can run, climb trees. Of course, there is a net. It's all safe. And they are very little ones, like 3, 4, 5 years old, and they run, run, run. And architect Tezuka said, oh, they have to run 1.6 kilometers per day. And then when they monitor one kid and he was running 6 kilometers per day. I mean, they do need to move.
And how
They are
old
not
was?
hyperactive. The body needs to move. It's like, I mean, they are children, and us
And
too, by the way.
and he was 3 or 4 years old.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
So that the proof that and then there is no hyperactivity, no deficit of attention, no attention deficit, because the body feels good, and they have so good result. Mexico, they are beautiful. It will be like bioarchitecture, and architect Cosme Espinosa is really good. And we has a lot of tips to have like include like with the temperature, and cool during the summer, very warm during the winter, and it's all natural. It's called bioarchitecture. And shall we go to the famous bio-intelligent tools?
Yeah, so we're going to start looking at some of those pedagogical tools that we've promised, starting with bio-intelligent pedagogical tools.
It's called bio-intelligent because they work by themselves almost. You don't have to do that much. I mean, it doesn't require great training, and it's always fun, and the kids, they learn a lot. And you can then see where and when you want to introduce them. Even if you are a math teacher, you can use them and find a way to sparkle your class with all these kind of tools. Music everywhere. Why? The rhythm will move the body always. The melody will help with the emotions. And the harmony of all the sounds will work on all the bodies and everything. But you are a musician, David, by the way.
I am. Music makes me feel so good.
Why?
I think that it's definitely something that's very cathartic. In my case, I like to write music, so it's a good way to process feelings, emotions. But I think, and I imagine a lot of people would feel this way, you know, it's nice to listen as well to positive music or music with different rhythms. And there are some types of music which, you know, in my case, it doesn't really do anything for me. For other people, it does, and that's great as well. So I think we also relate to certain rhythms, melodies, harmonies that
Right.
vibrate right with our body, with our emotions, and make us feel good.
Very good. And it wakes up inner feelings and very deep feelings. And dance as well. This picture, these are my kids. And in Bolivia, every year they have to dance all the dances. I mean, one dance of each department. That's 9 departments. So they learn the geography, they learn the history, they learn the culture through dancing. And it takes all day long, and they have the typical food of each department. What a nice way to learn your geography, right?
Food,
And they
dance.
loved it. They just remember that. What did you do? What did you do this year? Oh, we did all the dances. And I can mention circular dance. They are very good. Peace dance, dance in nature. It's so good. And this is a biointelligence tool because it works by itself. You don't have to say, now you feel good, now tell your body this. No, it's just a pure flow. And it's very pedagogical. Remember we mentioned biodance? This is to release emotion and to balance and heal emotions. So I recommend that too. It's from Rolando Toro. He's from Chile or Chile, and all kind of dance. They love the young people. They love uh, Bollywood, tribal dance, Arabic dance or Arab dance. And here we have Maori. That's a haka. Haka is for willpower.
From New
Oh,
Zealand,
you
right?
are from Australia. Yes, from New Zealand. Did you do haka?
I didn't do haka, but I remember watching for the rugby
Yeah,
matches between New Zealand and Australia, and the haka dance that the New Zealand team does before each game is very powerful.
yeah.
It's very intimidating, but in a good way. You know, it's a sporting contest. It's very special and unique.
My daughter was doing haka and daime, and she was so strong. She loved when she was like wobbling or like a little bit tired. Mom, haka, and she was very good. And it's for women and men. It's a very even gender sport. Yeah,
And I imagine you've
good
tried a
dance.
lot of these dances, right, Naomi, in your
I
travel
did.
and your work.
I did. I had to. Everywhere I go, even the Gurdjieff dance, the Sufi dance, I tried all of them. The Aztec dance, the Arabic dance, and I loved it. Everywhere I tried to ask, can you teach me some dance? If you have a chance to have a teacher, a Gurdjieff dance teacher, Gurdjieff with a Jieff, it's very good. They use it in Argentina. It was a very violent neighborhood. You know, it's called the Villas. It will be like a slum in English. And they were doing with the kids a Gurdjieff dance, and it's a very organized dance, and it's very complicated and very symbolic, and they were doing it perfectly, and the teacher could see they were improving everything. I mean, not only the coordination of the body, but the coordination of the mind and the spirit and the emotions. So Gurdjieff dance is beautiful. I do recommend. We did a workshop 15 days with Gurdjieff dance at the beginning of every day, and oh my god, the concentration was so high and so beautiful. I recommend Brain Gym from Paul Denison, 2N1S. Is to coordinate the brain, so cross movement for dyslexia, for good hearing, good writing. It's very nice. Paul Denison Brain Gym, or kinesiologic teaching of the brain.
And that's in the photo there. That's what they're doing. Some sort of brain gym.
Yeah, that's a cross movement, for instance, to balance the two hemispheres of the brain, for instance. They are very simple movement, but very powerful. And I recommend the book called Awareness to the Body. You can get this book in Spanish, in Catalan, in English, and they are cooperative. What I like with Awareness to the Body, they would promote breathing. It's very profound. Teamwork, like here, they have to go through the room, but without touching the floor. But they win when everybody is on the other side of the room. So they introduce more concept, more ethic, and consciousness of your own body and life inside. Awareness to the body. Aloka Marti. Use mandalas and the 2Ds and 3Ds mandala too. Mandala with the body as well, and then the mandala in movement. You can do all that. And color, of course. It's very good for concentration. You can use a mandala from your own culture. That will be from Middle East, this one. They are beautiful mandalas all over. So use that so they reconnect with their culture as well. You can have mandala from everything, Celtic, Australian mandalas. I mean, in all culture, they have design in a mandala shape. All culture from the beginning of history.
So beautiful. So beautiful.
Use fractals. That's drawing that goes to infinity. But you can use a program. It's a computer program by Benoit Mandelbrot. If the children are from 11, 12 years old and up, they can use this program and create a beautiful. You do a math equation, and then you put in the computer, and then you have the beautiful mandala. So you learn math equation, we put colors, and you have the fractal. And the fractal is it's a design that repeats itself to infinite. It will like open a portal. It gives you a sense of beautiful infinite. It's like a black hole, basically.
A beautiful black hole.
Uh, and this is powerful. This is another one. And this is a mandala with fractal. So the design will repeat itself, and you can go on. You can do it more and go inside the infinite notion of time and space. Or mandala with your culture. This is will be with Buddhism mandala. You can do it as a yantra, which is more powerful. It combines some symbols. You can do a rangoli. This is from India, so it's you do the design and you don't stop. So you have to know all the pattern. Look at that. It's beautiful. They love to do that. You can do it with chalk or rice powder on the floor. You can do it with ancestral symbols. This is from where I live, Tiwanaku, or this is a Maya calendar. So you can use, this is biointelligent because those design, they are, how can I say, they are codified. There is some code, some symbols, you reconnect with your DNA as well.
A system to it.
And you want to learn more, and you want to know who they are, what for, what the meaning. So it's as well as reconnecting tool that we will see in the next video. Myth tells stories. All of them are good, but there is a little but. Please, we try to avoid any story with bad hand. Everybody is dying. They are lost in the forest. A wolf is going to eat you. You die of hunger. The mother is dead, and you are with a stepmother. Those tales were more based on fear and not really based on self-esteem and confidence. So we don't use them anymore. I would say now we should have like a new set of new literature where everything is positive and you have areas that build up self-esteem and all the new paradigms we want. See, we have to be careful what kind of, if not change the ending or the lyrics of lyrics of song. Be careful too. Sometimes it's not appropriate, or it's extremely negative, or sometimes even racist. So be very careful with the material and to create your own if you are not happy. Or ask the children to create their own stories, that they love to do that. Shall we finish? Yeah, that's a long video. A little magic? Put magic. We have to put magic everywhere. This is magic with math, and it's a birthday cake. Do you know how it works? You can do it. Next birthday, you need a square cake. See the square here? And we need to pre-cut the cake. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 by 7. How many squares do we have?
7 by 7 is 49, right?
Yeah. So please invite 49 children. So, it will work. So each children, they have a square. So far, so good, right? But we have an extra guest. Now we have 50 children, 50. So what do we do with the cake? One person is not going to have a piece of cake. So and then you put the ethic and moral, and you put the whole story. So you tell the children, okay, so newcomer, we have to help this guy. How can you not invite him? Blah, 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 blah. And what if we give him the center, this one with the cherry? So we take this pot and we give it to the newcomer. So now we have 48, right? Now one piece is missing. So the children, they know, and then you put the whole story. No, but if you have been generous, or if you give, you receive, you put the whole story. And then you rearrange the cake, meaning you have to have be careful. The cake should be a little bit hard, not too scrumpy.
Soft. Not too soft. Not
so
too
you
much.
do number 1 here. You cut in big pieces. You have number 3, the 2, the 5, and the 4. And you rearrange. You say, no, the universe, they don't like the void. Something is going to happen. You leave the 1 here. You put the 2 on the left. The same 2. There is no trick, right? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You push the 2 here. You push the 3 on the right. Then you push the 4 on the left, and you go down with the 5. The 5 goes here. Do you agree it's exactly the same cake?
It looks now like it's got 49 pieces again.
And it's the same cake, and you have the 49 piece, and you give to everybody. And if somebody arrives, a newcomer, you can take again the center, and again it will appear more pieces. And it's magic. So magic definitely opens the front lobe. You want to be curious, you want to learn more about math and find solutions. So next time you have a birthday, please have this 49 squares. It's fun. Or with chocolate. You can do it with a chocolate piece, but there has to be a square. That's it for today, Dave.
Perfect. So you guys, our viewers at home, you can check out all of our resources on YouTube, Facebook, on our website, or get in contact with us via email or Facebook. All of these are below in the description for you to click on, copy and paste, but check it out. There's a lot of great stuff there. What are we going to look at in our next video? So now we're looking at the pedagogical tools. That was
we will have more tools. We would like to cover more more biointelligence tools, and as well a little bit of biomorphic tools and bioreconnecting tools. That will be video number 11.
Perfect.
So we keep in touch.
Thank you, Naomi. Thanks, everybody.
You take care and enjoy all the tools. Remember, this is for enjoying, not only with the kids and the young people, but for yourself and with the elders, with the whole family, and even in your enterprise. Why not? See you.